Welcome to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, April 26, 2016. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Our good friends at IronMag Labs just announced the hiring of Bob Cicherillo, the familiar voice of the Mr. Olympia contest. This includes a multi-year deal with IronMag Labs, a brand that has spent more than a decade revolutionizing the hardcore supplement category. According to Cicherillo, quote, "I've worked with some great companies over the years, but I've never encountered a commitment to excellence like the one I discovered here at IronMag Labs. I was already familiar with their products, some of the best in the business, but I had no idea how passionate and dedicated this team is. Rob DiMaggio is a trailblazer in the supplement industry, and I'm beyond excited to work with him." Well, best of luck to Bob and IronMag Labs. In case you were wondering whether or not Monster Max Charles was going to be ready for this year's New York Pro, well, the answer is yes. Yes, he is. Last weekend, Charles was spotted at Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym, grinding his way through another monster shoulder workout just about 4 weeks away from stepping back on the New York Pro stage. The third-year pro just doesn't seem to stop improving, and his 7th place finish at the Arnold last month is a real testament to the sort of hard work that this guy is putting in. Outside of last year's Olympia debut, he has yet to place outside of the top 7 in any pro show, and he hasn't finished any lower than 5th in his 2 New York Pro appearances. With a few minor breaks coming his way, there's a very strong possibility that Charles could walk away from that show with a real monster, no pun intended, placing. After making his triumphant return to the IFBB with a strong 2nd place finish back at the Carina Nascimento Pro, former NPC National Men's Physique Champ Logan Franklin has been keeping his nose to the grindstone. The 2nd-year pro has really managed to make some nice strides during last season and a half, turning into someone who's poised to do a lot of damage in the men's physique division over the next several years. Outside of a misfire or two, Franklin has the knack for being able to get into really spectacular condition when he sets his mind to it. So if he can pack on a bit more muscle and bring a bit more density from the front and sides, he'll certainly be a very dangerous opponent in any lineup he enters. The California Pro is still just under 5 weeks away, and it looks like Mike Dragna will be ready to bring some heat to the party. Last year, Dragna made his triumphant return to the stage after nearly a decade-long sabbatical, and seems to be picking up right where he left off. Judging by his most recent progress photos, the former USA champion is well ahead of schedule and on track to bring his best look ever to a pro stage. Last year, Dragna decided to jump back in and do battle in the open class against the mass monsters of the division, but he's dropped hints that he could possibly decide to suck down enough to hop into the 212 class. But with just over 5 weeks left to go, not a whole lot left to lose, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to make the drop down to make the cut. Stay tuned. After a strong 2015 season that saw him crack the top 10 for the first time in his pro career, our old friend Big Keith Williams is on pace to keep the momentum rolling again here in 2016. Over the weekend, Williams dropped his most recent set of progress photos, just over 4 weeks out from making his first trip back to the New York Pro stage since 2014. And it looks like the old dog still has a few new tricks up his sleeve. Slowly but surely, Williams has been making steady improvements to round out his physique, giving him a more balanced and 3D look all around. This year's New York Pro lineup is going to be loaded with talent, but at nearly 260 plus pounds on stage, he's got more than enough muscle to stand in there and hold his own. If he wants to crack the top 10 in this lineup, he needs to pull out all the stops and leave no stone unturned. Otherwise, the hungry young wolves, led by Dominic Cardone, will eat him up and spit him out. But knowing the tenacity of Big Keith, expect him to bring his best. Oh, what a difference a year makes, coming off what was clearly his best season on the pro circuit that included his first career victory back at the Vancouver Pro. 212 powerhouse Sean Clarita is already well ahead of last year's record-setting pace. With 4 weeks to go before he makes a return trip to the New York Pro stage to do battle in front of his hometown crowd, the perpetually shredded Clarita is looking especially nutty, even by his own standards. Another terrific offseason has reaped major dividends, and Clarita is heading into this year's event bigger and better than we've ever seen him in years past. If he sticks to the plan and stays the course, he'll have a great shot to mix things up in that first call-out and possibly vie for the win. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. Check out IronMagLabs.com today. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Stevie B here. If you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button below and never miss another RX Muscle show, segment, or update. RX Muscle is #1. Woo!